you this video with this honey right here.
Maleficent.
Inspo. Yeah.
Inspo
so for Halloween, you know, if you want to check it out, then go for it. Thanks you guys for watching again. And see how I got this look. With her beautiful. Okay, so to start it off, I'm using the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper, and this one is in the shade medium brown. And then I'm going to start off with the Anastasia Brow Definer, also in Granite. And this is just to fill in the sparser areas. And then I always like to use the spoolie at the end just to blend everything out and just fill in those hairs. And now I'm going to start cleaning up the brows with a synthetic flat brush. This is a MAC one. I believe I got it from my mom's caboodle when I was little and I just decided to keep it. And I'm also using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Medium Honey because it's a warmer tone and it has more of a yellow tone, which will blend in with her skin tone naturally. And I'm also going to drag that concealer down to the lid to fill the whole eye area just so that it primes the eyes and cancels out any veins, discoloration that we may have on the lids. And then I'm going to use the Femme banana powder to set the eyes. Then again, because this is a warmer tone translucent powder and it'll blend with her skin naturally. And then I'm going to take the Morphe 35W palette and the two shades at the top left to naturally highlight her brow bone because we don't want anything crazy. And I also wanted to keep it matte. And I'm going to go ahead and use my Morphe M441 brush and go ahead and dip into a cool tone to neutral shade just to put in the crease to blend in circular motions because I want to start adding dimension to the eye. And this shade is key to adding a gradient effect in that eyeshadow, especially when using dark colors and just to make the eyeshadow look more blended. And I'm going to start adding more dark colors, and I'm taking a darker brown and my Morphe M441 brush and going to go ahead and put that in the outer V and also in the lower crease just to start adding that dimension of it to her eye and also blending in with the shade that we used previously. And go ahead and using my blending brush once again to blend the first shade we put down just to make sure everything's blended together and there are no harsh lines. And now I'm going to start off with the color, and today we're using ColourPop Cosmetics Daddy Eyeshadow. Yes, it's a purple eyeshadow, it's really pretty. And I'm going to go ahead and use my Sonia Kashuk number 116 brush and just also putting that in the outer V, blending it with the cooler tone brown that we put down, the darker one to start adding the color to the eye, and just again blending it out, making sure there are no harsh lines, pulling it up into her crease, and making sure that the color will be seen when she opens her eyes and that it is not hidden just below the crease. And I'm going to start off with the darker purples and also again using that Sonia Kashuk number 116 brush, just adding more dimension and darkness to the eye. And I'm dipping into darker purple, which is at the lowest row of the. And I'm going to take a synthetic brush and spray some water on it, and then I'm going to go ahead and use MAC Cosmetics Smutty Green eyeshadow and place it on the lid. Go ahead and pressing it on, but also trying to blend it out as well, just because we don't want any harsh lines. And I'm going to keep on packing it on just because the more you pack it on, the prettier it looks. And we want to go ahead and make sure that that green is popping. And just keep blending it, patting it into the eye. And then I'm going to go ahead and dip into some more darker purples. And then blend out that smutty green with that darker purple to add more dimension. And just make sure that everything's blended flawlessly. And you'll go ahead and see that this is going to add tons more dimension to this. And I'll go ahead and taking my finger and just dipping it into the eyeshadow because this also helps with the pigment popping more. I'm going to go ahead and want to have that real bomb green flawless look for this look. And now I'm moving on to the face using the Nivea Men Post Shave Balm in the sensitive kind. I'm going to go ahead and rubbing that into her skin. And I love this primer because it gets tacky really quick. And it also doesn't have any bad parabens or nothing that some silicone primers may have. So it's kind of better for the skin. I'm going to take the Urban Decay All Nighter Liquid Foundation in the shade 7.0 and take my Beauty Blender and just pat some spots onto her face. I'm going to go ahead and start blending out the Beauty Blender. And this foundation oxidizes. I know it looks a little white right now, but as the time goes on, you will go ahead and look your shade. So don't be scared if you put the foundation on it's too light because you don't want to get your shade and then it be 2 shades darker than you. So I recommend you go for the lighter shades. I'm going to blend it down the neck because you want to make sure that there are no harsh lines on the side of your face and you don't look like you're wearing a mask because that's definitely not so cute. And then I'm going to take the Maybelline Dream Lumi highlighter and concealer, just go ahead and making the triangles under the eyes, and you can also go ahead and clean up that edge. I cleaned it up with a wipe earlier, but I mean if you would like to go ahead and put some concealer under that shadow to make it more clean, then you can go ahead and do that. And then I just went ahead and put the concealer under her other eye, on the bridge of her nose, her forehead, her cupid's bow, and her chin. And I'm going to go ahead and patting that in just to make sure that there's nothing that is just too heavy or nothing under the eyes that will crease, because you want to make sure that you have less product under the eye because that is where stuff will crease more. And I'm taking the Femme powder once again in the shade Banana and putting that under her eyes, and also trying to set her whole face so we don't put too much powder on her face so it don't look cakey. And I'm going ahead and using rolling motions onto the face with the Beauty Blender to make sure that I spread the powder evenly. I'm going to take the e.l.f. small tapered brush and go ahead and blend the banana powder off, because you don't want to leave any, because sometimes translucent powders will go ahead and leave a flashback in flash photography, and that's not very cute. Want to make sure that we look beautiful and very natural in any pictures that we may take. I'm going to go ahead and keep buffing it into the skin, onto the neck to set it. I'm going to take my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and use the two top shades to the right to blend under the eye, because again, we are on a medium skin tone, and this is the best fit for these under eyes for the medium skin tone. And I'm also taking it under her eyes, the bridge of her nose, her cupid's bow, her chin, and on her forehead. And now I'm going to take Matte Give Me Sun with the e.l.f. complexion brush and go ahead and blend that in circular motions, just to make sure that we warm up the face, and we just want to make sure that you look sun-kissed and you don't look like you have a sharp line of bronzer, and just to make sure that it's blended seamlessly, and just keep going ahead and using circular motions. And now I'm going to take a Morphe brush. It kind of fell off the handle, but you know, it's fine. It works beautiful. I love it, to go ahead and define the cheekbones. So I'm going to take the two lower shades at the bottom of the Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to go ahead and carve out those cheekbones. So I'm using circular motions and adding dimension to the face, and I'm also going to take it up to the forehead, to the outer perimeter, just because it's going to add more of a natural shadow. And I'm going to take it down to the jawline to make sure we add more of a sharp jawline. I'm going to take a little tiny brush and also use the Shade and Light palette, the two cooler shades, to go ahead and contour the nose because we want a natural shadow. I'm going to take a fluffy brush, which is the other side of this Anastasia Beverly Hills brush that I have, and go ahead and blend it out. And then I take the banana shade from the Shade and Light palette and go ahead and put it down the nose and right at the tip of the nose. And then I'm going to take some Femme banana powder to go ahead and clean up that contour. And then we're going to go ahead and go into blush. And we're going to take MAC Peaches and e.l.f. blush brush. Go ahead and putting in the apples of the cheeks, blending it back, making sure that we blend everything together because you don't want any harsh lines on the face. So Hollywood Illuminator with the e.l.f. mineral powder brush. And then I'm going to go ahead and spritz some water on the brush and dip into that illuminator and blend it into the cheekbone, but using circular motions just to make sure that we don't have a stark line of highlighter. We want to make sure that it looks somewhat natural. And then I'm taking it on the tip of her nose, down her bridge, and also on her cupid's bow. And you can also go ahead and put it on the temples of your forehead as well. And then I'm dipping into the Morphe palette once again into a warmer shade and a smudger brush. I'm just smudging it down to the lash line. Just because I like this style of makeup, I love to have a really blown out lower lash line. I just feel like it makes the eyes look more open and more beautiful. And then I'm taking a darker purple, which is going to add more dimension to the eye and also match what we have going on the lid and upper crease. And then I'm going to take the Morphe M508. It's a smudger brush, but it's going to get closer right onto that lash line just so we have more dimension. And so just so that your bottom lashes really pop. And I'm going to take the Urban Decay gel liner in Corrupt and putting it in the waterline. And also going to take Kylie Lip Kit in Kourt K to go ahead and finish off this look, to go ahead and match the purple tones that we have going on the eye, and to go ahead and give us that Maleficent Evil Queen look. And to make sure that this cake is not going anywhere, I'm going to take the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, spritzing it all over the face. So this is the finished face. Yes.
Yes. Story of your life.
I know, my hair almost got caught in the fan too. Because my life is a mess.
Move! I know. Fuck!
It's exhausting.
Fuck! What does that mean?
It died.